Howdy, howdy. This is a quick rundown of the speedrun tech that I'm using currently for my Poco speedruns. There are technically three tricks I'm using throughout the run. The first is interaction canceling. When picking up an item or talking to an NPC in this game, your character will usually walk over toward them and then interact. Interaction canceling, or int cancel, is a method that allows you to pick up items and talk to NPCs from any distance. Simply click on the item or NPC you want to interact with, then quickly open your inventory with right-click. Doing so will cancel the walking animation and interact with the object immediately. This is great for grabbing items from across the room and cutting down on walk time. The second glitch is called screen warping, or just warping. It allows you to transition through a screen without having to walk through it. To perform a warp, walk into the next screen, and as it's loading, click on the next transition area. The game freaks out and instantly transitions you through to the next screen. Interestingly enough, as far as I can tell, you cannot chain regular warps together. So at best, you can warp past one screen, walk through the next, then warp past the one after that. Now, you need to do this while the screen is black, essentially, when you need to click in the area of the next transition while the screen is faded to black. You can see here, I am showing you what it looks like when you fail. Obviously, the brother is just walking. He's not supposed to be walking, he's supposed to be warping to the next screen. And there you see I successfully got it that time. Now, while you can't chain regular warps together, there is another type of warp. One that is way faster and easier to pull off, and is also really easy to set up, if potentially a little time consuming. You also have to be a little careful to maintain it. The other type of warp that I'm speaking of is the third tech, slow fade screen warping, or just slow warp. Before I tell you how it works, we'll first need to set up a slow fade. To put the game in a state of slow fade, all you have to do is complete the game, roll credits, return to menu, and start a new game. Congratulations, you have activated slow fade. All screen transitions in the game are now essentially bugged. Normally, when transitioning through screens, the fade to black is quick and out of the way. But in this bugged state, the fades become way slower than normal. Now, under different circumstances, this would be a bad thing for speedrunning. It would mean we would have to undo this bug every time we want to start a new run. However, while the game is in this state, screen warps are not only way easier to pull off, with a way more forgiving window, but also you can chain them together to travel long distances at incredible speed. This is called the slow warp, and you can see me doing it for about half of the run. Then at a certain point, I stop slow warping and return to simple, unchained screen warps for the rest of the run. Why? Simply put, there are two special screen transitions in the game that, when traveled through, revert this bug back to normal screen fade speed. These are the potato-powered trolley and the paper boat. Take these transitions normally, and you will lose the slow fade. However, if you warp through these transitions, the slow fade is not reverted. So you can bypass the trolley by warping through the transition. The boat, on the other hand, is a different story. We can warp into the boat to get to the island, thus keeping our slow fade, but because the island has no other way to leave the screen, we can't warp through the boat to get back. and thus we're forced to drop the slow fade in order to return to the mainland. Okay, that's that. I may make a route video at some point. I don't know, but those are the glitches I'm using, so you can actually understand what the frick's going on when you're watching the speedruns.